Even at this advanced stage of his career, the fact that he's a four-division world champion, the four that he's two-division undisputed, he's still learning and still getting better.
Welcome into Boxing Scene's top stories here on ProBox TV. Download the ProBox TV app. Never fall behind in your boxing news. The big news now, of course, NAOYA Inoue doing what monsters do. Big body shot knockout over TJ DOHENY in Tokyo. Of course, joining me now, Chris Algieri, who was calling the Top Rank international feed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all the negative comments about Inoue and the fact that he's looking human at 122. We got to understand this, guys. This is his fourth weight class. Fourth weight class. He's a world champion four different divisions. He's in his fourth weight class, and I think at this stage of his career, at bantamweight, he is going to be undersized against just about every single top fighter he fights. So TJ DOHENY was no different. DJ looked huge in there. There were reports from Twitter that he stepped in the ring at 145 pounds. That's 122 to 145 rehydration from the weigh-in to the fight, and he looked it. He looked big. He looked strong. I mean, just standing next to each other, you could visible to see how much bigger DOHENY was than Inoue. Inoue being cautious early on, I believe he learned from that last fight. We saw him in the back warming up, touching that cheekbone with that right hand. Again, fighting another southpaw with a big overhand left. Doesn't want to get caught with that shot again. And this is one of the things I really, truly like about Inoue. Even at this advanced stage of his career, the fact that he's a four-division world champion, the four that he's two-division undisputed, he's still learning and still getting better. He learned from that last fight. I got to be a little tighter. I got to be more cautious early on. And he showed that. Yes, he's a little more tentative. I know there's a lot of people talking about that. But listen, you got a big guy who's fighting in an awkward style. But he was still breaking him down and getting to where he needed to be once he analyzed that data and figured out DOHENY.
So what's next? Look at maybe a Christmas Eve showdown. Sam Goodman, certainly a possibility. Then maybe 2025, the conquering the United States. Godzilla comes to the States. What are your thoughts on his schedule end of this year, maybe 2025?
Well, the Bob father says that he basically lined up what the next 18 months are going to be for NAOYA Inoue. And I love when Bob does that. He jumps in the ring immediately. Bob got in the ring better than Inoue got out of the ring in terms of the hip. Bob's 94 years old. He stepped through those ropes, no problem. Comes in there, jumps in the ring, goes, we're going to do this, this, and this. When what Bob decrees is usually what happens. And we'll see, because Inoue is a different character in terms of what he's able to do based on his earning potential in Japan. But it's ultimately up to him. But Bob says he wants him to fight in the States come April, put Nakatani under the undercard, possibly setting up a huge showdown for those two, potentially in Tokyo come the end of 2025. I like what Bob said. Goodman next. He's a titleist. Get that unification going. Come to the States in May or April. If Inoue wants to, because he doesn't have to. I know Bob said it. He doesn't have to. But I think it would be a good idea. I think it would be a really good idea to set up for that Nakatani showdown in the fall or late 2025. But I like Bob grabbing the bull by the horns as usual.
Another thing, you talk about the size of DOHENY, a big advantage, but the body shot that put him away literally threw his back out. He could not walk. He needed help getting to the dressing room. I've seen a lot of power shots in my time. I don't know if I've seen a body shot throw out someone's back. He is carrying this power up against bigger guys. Are you noticing that with Inoue in this new style, new weight class?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the numbers, it was a wild number. I don't remember what it was on the top of my head, but in terms of how many body punches he threw in the fight, one of the reasons is that's Inoue's style. He's always been a very, very good body puncher, but also he was taking what was given to him. DOHENY was fighting in a position where he's kind of shying away from the headshots. Yes, he was spending time on the ropes, but he wasn't giving a whole lot of holes in his defense. But the body was there. Plus, he's a bigger man. You want to break him down. You want to work your way into getting to position and take that power away, take that gas tank away. DOHENY is 37 years old, so working that midsection was a good idea, obviously. But yeah, I mean, you could even see there was a bruise on the rib cage on that liver side of DOHENY as he was reaching towards his back. You could see those body punches were having an effect, but also just everything. Everything Inoue was doing. He was starting to break DOHENY down. He was breaking through his defense, breaking through his awkwardness, breaking down his gas tank. In DOHENY's face, he had an abrasion on the nose. His eye was starting to puff up and get marks all over him. The rib cage. It seemed like it was a matter of time before DOHENY's back gave out on him. But again, those body shots, they move your entire body. You could see the way they were landing. It looks like Inoue's pounding a heavy bag the way that he throws those body shots. So regardless of, the fact that the fight was ended on an injury, it was caused by punches.
When you look at the 2025 coming to the United States, not the particular name of the opponent, but what kind of opponent, what kind of style do you think should introduce Inoue to the American fans, a lot of whom haven't seen him?
I don't think it matters, honestly. I think if he has the Goodman fight, which is not a fight that people are really salivating for, but it's an important fight, really just introducing Inoue to the American fan base. Although he has fought in America before. He fought in the bubble back in 2020. I called his fight against one of the Maloney brothers, and he looked phenomenal in that fight, scoring a one-punch KO that was a highlight reel shot. But in terms of who else is out there, I mean, he's ripping through the division, but I think everyone is going to be sandwiching whoever they pick is going to be sandwiched between the Goodman fight, which is important for legacy, and then that potential Nakatani fight down the line.
Thanks, Chris. I know you are proud to be there at ringside hearing those big body shots land. Speaking of body shots, more boxing news coming up. That's right here on ProBox TV, and Canelo Alvarez, of course, coming up next week. Don't miss it.
He's the pride of Guadalajara, the Mexican maestro, the unified super middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez. His challenger, undefeated knockout artist and pride of Puerto Rico, Edgar Berlanga. It's prime time.
Canelo versus Berlanga, plus Lara versus Garcia, Saturday, September 14th, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.